Yeah, hello, welcome all. Thank you very much for joining in. So I am Ritesh on behalf of Team Rhine. I welcome you all for this session where we would be discussing about what are the various steps you should be taking while you buy a business. And I would be sharing my screen with you now. I think you can see my screen. So let me try to present my screen. Okay, so I would be telling about our team also, what we do and how we help you. But before that, actually, I would like to. So we have website teamrine.com where you can find all the business listings, and of course, we this is my our email ID. If you want have any question, you can always write back to us. So buying a running business for sale, a lot of people come across who ask us, how to buy a business, what are the benefits of buying a business, or what are the disadvantages of buying a business, existing business. So there's many time people ask a question whether they should buy a running business or they should buy a business which is uh, you know from the scratch, or they should buy a franchisee. So we will try to cover all that. So there are certain advantages when you buy a running businesses. The first advantage is it may continue to be successful. So assuming you're buying a successful business, it may continue to be successful, not always, because we have many instances people have bought running good businesses, but they have later on they could not run it the way the earlier owner was running. So that's what we are writing may. Best location. So you see a lot of the good locations in any good plaza are taken by the businesses which are existing from last many years. So normally if some businesses are at a good location, normally they don't change the location, they keep the same location, and the people who come later into the business, they don't get the same location. So if normally they get the good locations, and employee and suppliers are established, so you need not to find new suppliers, because already there is existing set of suppliers. Those suppliers may or may not be good, but there is already a supplier base. So let's assume if they are working with the same same, what do you call, let's assume if there's a convenience store, and if you have a supplier from last 10 years, let's assume this those supplier are good. Even if though they're not good, you're not putting your time to find new supplier, because you have an existing set of suppliers where you could go through that, and you could always see the performance in the past. And of course employees are also there, so you need not to hire new employee and train them, because the employee who are there running working that business in running business, they might be from last 2 3 4 years. So they're trained employee. Equipments are already there, like if you buy a pizza store, the already oven and all these equipments are there. You need not to buy a new equipment, and you get along with the business. Inventory is in place, so you need not to buy inventory in one go. You when you buy the business, everything is there, inventory is there, you just need to keep replenish the inventory, hit the ground running. So basically the day you buy the business, you can from that same day you can just start and making sale, and maybe from day one you go in profit, because if you buy a profitable business, let's assume you will also continue the same way and keep getting the profits. And also you could use the previous experience. So previous experiences, like the previous owner, they had certain experiences, and definitely that would be a very good added advantage to the business, because you can get the experience of their business. There is a question. Okay, so we will come to all the questions. You can keep writing questions. Okay. And easier financing. So we have seen business financing for existing business is easier than uh, a business who is just brand new, or by the scratch, or you're starting a new business. Banks are not that comfortable. They are more comfortable in funding the business which are existing from last many years, those who have a track record, those who have a credit history or something. So these are the major reason you buy existing business instead of starting a new business. But there are certain disadvantages also, because when you buy something running, there might be some disadvantages, and what those disadvantages could be: loser. So loser means when you buy a business, sometimes not all business are profitable when they sell, and there might be many reasons for not being profitable. There is not only one single reason. Sometimes the owner is not able to run it properly, or owner is not putting time, they are not able to give time, or anything could be the reason. So it's not necessary that whenever you buy a business, it has to be profitable. Sometimes you buy a business with a loss, but you buy at a lower price and then you turn it around. That's called business flipping. So that might be the case. You might buy a loser business, losing business. Created ill will. Now we have heard this word goodwill. Now there is another word called ill will. Now if you open Google review of some business, and if you find lot of bad reviews, in their rating is 1 or 2, then you can think, okay, this business has no goodwill but ill will. Because the problem is, when somebody want to search the business on Google, they will see there are more bad reviews than good reviews. So basically, instead of goodwill, you are buying a ill will. So you are buying a business which has having bad reputation, and it's very difficult to correct bad reputation. Even in some, even in one single bad review can change, the things. So it's better. So you should be knowing what you're buying. Employee is not suitable. Now we are talking about, we get employee from day one, but there might be reason the owner is selling because employees are not good, they are not suitable for that business. That might be the case. So in that case, you're getting employee, but you might have to replace them in later on. Sometimes, equipments are obsolete and insufficient. You buy a business thinking that everything is in place, equipments are there, but then later on you realize the equipment is 40 years old. Then you might, that effective life has already gone, and any point of time the equipment can break down and you can face some difficulty. Then of course, change and innovation is difficult, because when you buy a business which is existing, running with some, they have set rules of running the business. Say for example, you're buying a pizza store, then you have some certain recipes, certain things which you're following. So when you try to start something different, it is very difficult. Sometimes it's difficult because people have resistance, they have existing set of choices, and you don't want to do experiment. So change and innovation is difficult, because there is a lot of inertia, because your employee don't want to change, your supplier don't want to change, your customers do not want to change. So there might be, all these things might be possible. You just think you're doing the best, but there are certain things which you would have been doing better if you have started from the day one a brand new scratch business from scratch. In sometime inventory you buy and you feel that you got an inventory, but later on you find the inventory is not good, absolute inventory, some like something expired, or those kind of inventories also might be there. So that might also be the case. So we need to be careful when we buy this kind of business. Then of course, account receivable are worthless. Say like you have a profit and loss account, you have to pay at some way, and you have to get some funds and you have to pay, but you see receivable are less but payable are more. So in that case the business is in negative shape. So that might be the case, and sometimes the business might be overpriced. And this overpriced thing, we have seen a lot of people like to do private deals. A lot of buyer think, let's do private deal, let's go to Kijiji and buy some business. And trust me, I've seen a lot of time the buyer end up paying more money than they would have been paying, because they don't have a guidance, they don't know how to negotiate, and they don't know how to catch the lie of a seller. Why seller will put on a Kijiji to sell some business? Because the reason is they don't want to sell to their own friends, because the business is not doing good, and they don't want to tell the truth to the agent. So that's why they would like to list it privately. So sometimes you buy a business which is overpriced, the business worth was 100,000, you bought it in 200,000. Now what to do? Later on you realize this. Okay, so now what I always advise, whenever you like to buy a business, whether you buy it privately or you go through some agent, whatever you want to go. But as a buyer, you should always go through agent, because you're not anyway paying any commission. So you are getting a person who is representing you in free of cost, and you're not paying any commission. So there is no point of going for a private deal where you don't know about something. Like if you're a serial buyer, like if you bought 5 6 convenience stores, if you know the business ins and out, go for a private deal, doesn't matter. But if you're a new buyer, first time buyer, then trust me, a lot of things you need to know, and you need to hire a experienced agent, not a real estate agent. You need to hire a business broker actually. So we will discuss about that, what's a business broker. So I would say, first, before you plan to put an offer of any business, or before you decide to move on to any business, do your prelim due diligence. Now what is this prelim due diligence? uh, Go as a normal client and observe the business. Don't tell to the listing agent, don't tell to the seller, don't tell to anybody. Just go, and don't talk to the employees. Don't do any nonsense. Don't go there as a normal client. Like if you want to buy a gas station, go there as a client, get your gas filled, see what they're doing, how they're responding to client, how they're behaving with the clients, how they are greeting the clients. See everything, and you will get to an idea why the business is doing very well or not well. Buying a convenience store, go as a customer, buy a ticket of lotto or whatever. Go buying a pizza store, go and taste the pizza and see how the process works, how they are doing the stuff. So go as a normal client. Trust me, that would be the best thing you would be doing, because if you tell somebody that I'm coming, then they become conscious that they behave in different way. Go as a client. So get first hand experience of handling a client, how they handle a client. Check the surroundings, see what's there nearby, what are the major intersections, who is the geography there, what is the demography there, how many people are living nearby, what could be target audience. Just think about that. See if there's any competition just nearby. Make a drive, have a look, just do your due diligence, prelim due diligence, what you call it. Then check all around reputation. If there is a website and the business, if you think a lot of people go to website and a lot of people want to order online, then definitely you should check the reviews, reputation, and try to read all reviews. There are certain reviews which some people put bad because they're the competitors, and you will get an idea after reading all the reviews what they have done. There are certain reviews which might look good, but they have put by their friend and families. So you need to go to all the reviews. Then of course check the website, check their products, check their offerings, everything, whatever you can see. And once you see everything, then you get a fair idea of the business, what they're doing and how they're doing, and you could do, what you can expect. The next step would be to determine the valuation of a business. Now it is very subjective and very difficult and very interesting thing. uh, Trust me, valuation, a lot of people come to me and ask me, how do you evaluate a business? Valuation is something which is, I would say, a perception at the end of the day, because these method what we are mentioning here are balance sheet technique, adjusting balance sheet technique, excess earning method. All these are methods are good in theory. You read them in MBA, business administration books, but these, trust me, doesn't apply much to the small business. Any business under 100,000, 200,000, they don't show much profit in the books. And and even they show, they don't know how to do the proper accounting and all this. They try to put more expensive, they try to put their personal stuff also in the business, and they try to save whatever taxes or whatever. At the end of the day, what I've seen, small business, if you go with all these methods, you're not going to go to the right value. So for valuation purpose, you need to rely on a trusted business broker who have done those transactions and those who know what they're doing. So again, there are still methods which I would try to give a brief idea. Balance sheet is basically, you see the balance sheet of the business. Adjusted balance sheet, you see the adjusted one after the net liabilities and assets. Excess earning, how much excess earning they're making. Capitalized earning is how much money they're making, and you multiply by, let's general formula. If some business is making 100,000, you multiply by 4, and the valuation become 400,000. And now 100,000 is not the family income, is a net business income after paying everything. After paying everything, after paying to the employee, if you're working yourself, you pay yourself. So there are these kind of formulas work. Sometimes you multiply by 2, sometimes by 3. So for that, actually, as I said, not that easy. Market approach, you need to see what the other comparables were sold. Like one pizza store weekly sale 15,000 was sold at X price. The another pizza store with 15,000 sale might be sold at the same price, but there are a lot of other variables. You need to see whether that was a franchisee, non-franchisee. A lot of things we need to see. So that's what, business valuation is very tricky, very not very easy. That's what most lot of people I've seen when they do private deals, they end up buying at the higher price they would have been buying it. Okay, and major conditions for an offer. So basically, we can represent you in any business, whether that business belong to us, like within our Team Ryan, or to any business, we can represent you, and we can help you to do a proper valuation of the business, because we have an expertise on that. But I would not say that we are 100% correct, but 80-90% time we are mostly correct, because we have seen so many businesses, so we can give you a fair idea of the things. But 100% nobody could be correct, so you need to keep a margin of error always. And so basically, when we put an offer on any business, whether you put through us or put through any agent or put through any lawyer or do a direct deal, always try to put all these conditions. These conditions are very, very, very important. So these conditions could be finance, inspection, lawyer approval. Now finance is basically, you can go to small, we will discuss about financing option just after this slide. Then inspection, you should always do an inspection. You should see how the equipments are there, how what are the conditions of the equipments, what are the conditions of the, like if you're buying convenience store, what are the condition of refrigerator and all the stuff, because you're buying along with the assets, chattels. So you should know the conditions, and you should know the effective life. Always you should get your agreement and purchase and sale approved through the lawyer, because lawyer can very well see if there is anything they need to add. But as a I can tell about us, we definitely put all the condition. I will show you a draft offer. You should ask for last 2 years financials, HST, balance sheet, profit and loss account, purchase invoices. See, no, anybody cannot lie everywhere. So you, if you see HST, T4, balance sheet, P&L, so you will get a fair idea. Also, you can see the purchase invoice. Like if some convenience store say I make a sale of 50,000 a month for the cigarettes, and cigarette margin is 12%. If somebody is making sale of 50,000, then purchase invoice should be of around 45,000. You could very well check that, and you can say show me the purchase invoice. If the values are more or less same, then it's fine, because then of course if somebody buying 45,000, he would be selling at 50,000, he's making that profit. So that's how you can check other stuff also. Like in pizza store, you could check the consumption of cheese, consumption of boxes, consumption of a lot of things. Actually, you can see how much they are purchasing from the franchisee. A lot of things you could verify, when you do this due diligence. And always I suggest you people to try to do the due diligence possible. Don't go to the balance sheet, don't go to the profit and loss account, because you never know why how somebody is doing accounting. I never go for accounting thing. I always try to see what is the real ground. And best thing would be physical presence for verification sale. Ask them to put 2 days condition, 3 days condition, and sit there for 2 3 days. Pick a weekday, pick a weekend, be there for full time. Don't go for 1 hour and just make a judgment, because I've seen many people, they go in evening hours, say, oh, it's very busy, so many people coming in evening hour, it will be busy. Pizza store would be busy in Saturday evening or Friday evening. But I have seen many people, they go at 11 a.m. in the morning and say, oh, it's not busy at all. How a pizza store can be busy at 11 a.m.? So you need to be, if you would really want to do due diligence, be there for full store hours. If the store open at 11, close at 11, go for 12 hours. Then only you can make a judgment. And then physical verification, of course, that I always advise to do it for 2 3 days. Uh, of course, if there is a gap between the balance sheet and everything, you will, when you physically there, then you understand more. Always we should put a condition of vendor take back. Now, this is what is this vendor take back? So vendor take back is basically sometimes seller act like a bank, and we can ask seller to give us mortgage. Instead of going to bank, we ask seller to be, like for convenience store, is very common. You buy a convenience store and you ask seller that please do inventory as VTB. The seller act like a bank. We'll discuss that. Landlord approval is very important to put landlord approval, because sometimes landlord, they can reject you as a tenant. You never know, and there could be any reason. You might have good credit or anything, but still they don't like you. You don't have any business experience, and they may say you don't have business experience, we don't like you. So just always put this condition, because I've seen many deals going into soup because people have not put this landlord condition. They assumed the landlord will approve their assignment of lease, which is not gonna be the case. Sometimes landlord can ask you put 2 3 month extra lease also. And of course, the next would be franchise approval. If you're buying a franchisee, you must need to put a franchise approval condition, because if franchisee is not approving, you cannot take over the business. And there are other conditions depending upon the business. And typically offer, how it look like. So this is done on form 502. So you put buyer, seller, and the business, the asking price, if there's an inventory, and this is the name. The draft is going brokerage and irrevocability. You might have done this for any residential, and then we put a non-competition clause also, that the seller cannot open the similar business in so much distance. And then we put all this condition, what I told you, all these conditions. Offer is conditional upon lease, hasty, being satisfied with the due diligence, all this thing. Then buyer satisfied with. Then we put condition by for the seller solicitor, buyer solicitor, because in this deal I was representing both buyer and seller, so I put seller condition also. And then we put other conditions like uh, inspection, uh, bill of sale, transfer all licenses. So all this, disclose all supplies, provide all contact detail of current client database. So we try to put all these conditions to protect you. So, and every business is different. So so like here we have condition of like some license like lotto smoke might require credit check. So this is through the seller side. So we try to put all this condition and try to protect you, so that if something is not happening as per the schedule, then definitely the buyer should get the money back without any deduction. If this it is not, they're not their fault actually. So, and if I give you an example of some listings, like we do a lot of business sale. Let me just give you an example of a convenience store, just to give you an example. Let me show you this one. So this is a listing. So this is the address. What is all is included. So this is the convenience store, and this here we have breakup like lotto, cigarette, convenience store, ATM commission, and then margins, and what is the gross profit, and what are the expenses, and what is the income. Now, what is family income? So, family income means there is no employee working. You are whatever you're getting as wages. So you are not taking out the wages. This income include your wages also. So we have highlights. So by all this way, we try to put more and more information, give more and more. This is a standard listing we do. This is very different than MLS listing, because on MLS you don't get all this details, but we try to give you all these details. So we have so many businesses for sale, so for which you can always contact us if you are interested. Then this is a financing option. Once I said vendor take back. Vendor take back already told you seller act like a bank. If you click on this, you'll get it. What is vendor take back? So it is a kind of mortgage where seller act like a bank, and this is for the residential actually, but same thing can work. And then Canada Small Business Financing Program. So under this financing program, you can get up to 350,000 loan, and out of which 75% is forgivable loan. Like if your business is not doing well, or if you liquidate your business, or if you close your business, then 75% is paid by the government, and you are liable only for 25%. This is a good scheme. You But it's not that easy to get, but yeah, this is a good scheme. So you can go to this website, and you can check all the details of this Canada Small Business Financing Program. If you put on Google, you'll find it. So you see it, you'll find it. So all banks support this. So I will not go much detail in that, but yes, we do help you guys to get this, because we have good contacts with the people who help you to do. Then BDC is also similar to this is a Business Development Canada program, same. Then of course people go for private financing also. That's one option. And last option, which is the best option, would be HELOC, Home Equity Line of Credit. I think this is the best option, because if you have home equity at your home, like you bought home at 500,000 and the current price is 1 million, then you have 500,000 equity. You can get refinance your home and get equity, and that would be the cheapest, because there you are paying only 2 and 2.5% rate of interest. And all this, your rate of interest could be 5%, 6%. Private finance could be even more, 7, 8, 9%. So that's the best option. I suggest people, if you have equity, go with your home equity. That's the cheapest possible loan. So you can go for that. Now, why you should work? Why Team Ryan? Why should not we you work with any XYG realtor? Because we are a team of experienced business broker working with Remax, which is an international brand. We work exclusively in buying and selling of businesses and commercial. We have good listings within our team, so you need not to go outside. We have, I think, maybe 30 businesses listed within our team, so we know ins and out of those businesses. We can also represent you to buy a available business on MLS. So you can go any business. You need not to buy the business only which are listed with us. You can buy any business. We are there for you, and of course, which is on MLS. So you can go to our website and see all those businesses, and we can represent you there also. We know how to negotiate and do a proper due diligence and give you the best possible deal. So we know the stuff, because buying a business and buying a home is totally different thing. As you see, there are different conditions, different structure, different way of doing stuff. So we have the expertise on that. Then we help you to structure the best possible deal. So we see what is your budget, if you need a bank finance, if you need a vendor take back, or how we can structure your deal. So we help you to get bank finance also. So that's the reason you should try to work with us. And of course, you can hire any realtor or any agent as per your wish. So we don't mind that, but we can represent you in any deal wherever you want. So this is our team. So we are a team of almost now 14 realtors and working all around GTA. So we have two websites. So we do a lot of work in pre-construction. So this portal is for pre-construction, and of course this teamline.com is mostly for business and commercial and residential listings. So we work with Remax, and our office is in Brampton. And we nowadays it's COVID time, so we do all the meetings on Zoom. If you have anything, we can fix a Zoom meeting with any of our agent, and definitely we could. And we have these offices. We have offices in Brampton, Caledon, Mississauga, three offices. So if you want, you can come to any office. But Brampton is the office where most of our team sits. But now is COVID time, so on Zoom also we are, we're ready to help you. So if you have not joined, so we have exclusive WhatsApp groups. Business for sale, this is the group, and pre-construction and flipping. We do a lot of flipping projects also, where we help you to buy, renovate, and sell the real estate. So we do a lot of flipping deals also. So this is about us and our team. So I am almost on time. We have done almost been 24 minutes. So now we have 6 7 more minutes where we can take your questions. And before I take your question, along with that, I would like to you can write down your questions in the Q&A box, and by the time I'll give you an overview of our website, how our website is structured, and I'll keep taking the questions in between. So let me see. I have got a couple of questions. What are the major reasons? So Mr. Jalaj has said, and if you want to speak, like ask in person also, I can unmute you and you could ask. You could raise your hand, and then Uh, so, so what are the major reason an existing owner would selling their profitable business? So that's a very good question. So there could be many reasons. So trust me, it's very difficult to get exact motivation of a seller, and we should not be worried about that as long as they have genuine reasons. So I have seen some people, they are selling the business. Sometimes they are getting retired. Sometimes their business is not in profit. Sometimes they would just want to change because they are doing the same stuff for the last 15, 20, 30 years. Sometimes they're moving out of the country, or there could be any reason. 30-40% this is the reason they're not making profit, and they might not tell you, but I can tell you after seeing the business if they're making profit or not. So that's what our expertise is. Okay, so what percentage would be ideal by Mar- Marlin? The question is what percentage would be ideal to invest financially? So I know 30% by, okay. So that's a good question. So ideally it's not 30 or 40%. So how it work? Let me just go back to the presentation. So when we talk about the Canada Small Business Financing Program, so what they do, so they don't fund the goodwill, they don't fund the inventory, so they fund um, chattels, they fund leasehold improvement, they fund all this stuff, like whatever they're in the business. See, bank don't care how much money you're making. Bank want to know if the business get closed, how much they will be getting. So they are not worried about how much goodwill you have. They want to see what is the value of leasehold improvement, what is the value of equipment chattels there. So whatever valuation comes, bank can go up to 90% of that. So for example, you buy a pizza store, the pizza store you are buying in 100,000 or 300,000. Whatever appraisal value comes, let me just show you any appraisal report if I have. Appraisal. I have, I think, this appraisal report, and just to give an idea how the appraisal thing work. So whatever appraisal report comes, like this is this is very interesting. We bought this business in 60,000. I bought this business for my buyer in 60,000. So I was representing the buyer now, and the appraisal value came 122,000. Why 123,000? Why? Because when we bought this business was closed, and the worth of the business was 60,000 because it was closed. There was no number, so we bought as and where condition. And eventually, when the bank came for the appraisal, bank see everything when the business was started back and it was running business now. So when business is closed, then there's a different value, and when the business is running, there's a different value. The bank appraisal came 123,000 because there were equipment, chattels, fixtures, furniture, everything was there, and it was in amazing condition. So we bought in business is 60,000, and appraisal came 123,000. So this thing also can happen, and there could be a business where you are buying at 400,000, the appraisal come 100,000, so you will get 90% of that. That's what you get the business appraisal. So that's an appraisal, actually kind of appraisal report. Okay, what percentage? Two questions, so I have answered this question. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can raise your hand or you can ask any questions. I am ready to take the your questions, and by the time I will try to show you our website. So this is our website, so teamrine.com. You can note this down and you can just keep it on Google also. If you to type Team Rine, you will find us on, like, with good 4.6 rating. Hopefully it go up. And then if you go to website, you can open our website like this, and in our website you will see, so we have organized our website in such a way it is a better version of realtor.ca. So you find all the listing of MLS. So these listings may or may not belong to our team, but doesn't matter. So you can see like convenience store, restaurant, pizza store, dry clean, others. So if I go for convenience stores, so you can find all the convenience store which are listed on MLS. So these are the convenience store listed on MLS. See, so many convenience stores listed on MLS. You can see that. And now, if you want us to represent on any of the deal, we can always represent you. You can just go there, click on here. If you like, if you want to get more information, you can just fill this form. Your inquiry will come to us, and definitely we would give you the more information. But the problem with MLS is people put not much information. So but we can give you the detail, the format I show you, like this format. So we can try to give you the information this format. Okay, and what else? So then we, if you go to commercial, so we have gas stations, a lot of gas stations. So we have our own lot of gas station, but we have a lot of gas station on MLS also listed anywhere, and we can help you to buy those gas stations. We have lands deal also. We have a lot of plaza deals. We have transport business. So a lot of things, and of course we have residential. We do a lot of residential also, but I residential everybody does, so I will not. And when you go to contacts, you can go contact, and you can, if you want to join any of our groups, so you can join this WhatsApp group. So this is an exclusive group. Nobody else can post other than the admin, and we share once in a week. If some good opportunity coming up, like business for sale group, we put all the business opportunity. Pre-construction, we put the pre-construction opportunity. Flipping, we put the flipping opportunities. So guys, any more questions? Okay, there's one more question by Marlene. In your opinion, where are we going in relation to residential, commercial, mortgage? Okay, that's a good question. So, after this COVID time, the rate of interest has gone down drastically, and if you see, the residential rate of interest has already come under 2%, which is actually very less. And I was reading a study where it was saying that it will not go up for next couple of years, because rate of interest is not linked only with real estate; they are linked with so many things. So prime rate is linked with so many other stuff also. So I don't think the government is gonna raise interest rate anytime soon. So rate of interest is quite low, and that's the reason the residential market is at peak, hot, selling very fast, and everybody want to buy a home, and because of that. So this is my opinion, I might be wrong, but that's how it will going on. Market is crazy nowadays, but of course in some time, or I don't know how much time, the definitely the rate of interest should go up also, to neutralize the market, because otherwise if the rate of interest going down like this, the market will go up and up and up. Because see, the why market is going up, because when the rate of interest was 3.5% and now it's 2%, so the mortgage was 3,500, now it's become 2,500. So you can afford practically 100,000, 200,000 extra value property with the same mortgage. That's what people see, the mortgage amount, they don't see the value of the property. That's why they see, if I'm paying 2,500 rent, why should not I pay 2,500 mortgage and buy a home? That's what it's going. But business and commercial, they are not much impacted by rate of interest a lot, because that's not anyway the big concern. There's not huge mortgages actually there. So is financing on land also available for commercial land? Yes, financing also. I've answered this question. Okay, the other question is by Ashish Arora. Is the financing on land also for commercial land? Yes, the financing for land is there, and typically it is not more than 50%. It is difficult to get financing because lands are very difficult to get financing. You should not expect more than 50%, but up to 50% is available. Every bank is different, and uh, they they have their different criteria. You should have an income to support land financing. The reason bank don't want to finance land, because bank is not producing any income. So that's not, it's not considered as an investment, a recurring income. That's the reason. Okay, Ritesh Chawla is asking question, which business is easy to start with? This is very, this is a question which I keep hearing. See, nothing is easy, nothing is difficult. Everything is easy, everything is difficult, depending upon your interest. I always advise people, buy something where you have interest, where you don't feel like you're working. Now, today I'm doing this presentation with you on Sunday. I don't feel like I'm working. Actually, I keep, a lot of people keep asking me questions. So that's what, I thought, why should not have this webinar and try to give information to people. We used to had a radio show also on this. We had used to get a lot of questions. People used to ask us, which is the best business to do, where you get the more income. Trust me, everything is easy depending upon where which you like. I know many people, they like convenience store because they like to sit there whole day easy sitting, and people are coming going and no much headache. Some people like to go in food industry because they love to serve people, they love to give people the taste of food. They like to see, what is the response if I give them that dish, another dish, or whatever dish. So but some people feel food is very difficult. So everybody has different point of view. I would say go with the business where you feel, you don't feel like working, you feel like, you're enjoying. If you do that, trust me, every business is easy, not nothing is difficult. And if you don't like the business, you cannot stay there for long term for money purpose, because for making a successful business, you should have passion for that thing. This is my personal opinion. I've seen many people getting very successful in the small businesses they started, and getting failed in the big businesses they took it over. So I think that I answered your question. Can we get the supplier contact list to refresh the inventory stock? Yes, definitely. You should ask the supplier list. See, as a buyer, you need to ask as many things as possible. And we definitely, as a consultant, we definitely give you consulting. I have given sessions on convenience stores also, how to increase the sale and how to increase the profit and revenue. Definitely, you should always ask the contact list of supplier, and I always include in my conditions when I put an offer for any business that we should give us this supplier list. Okay. So any more questions? Okay, somebody raise hand also. Let me see who's this. Um, okay, Adwal is there. Okay. Yeah, Adwal, you can ask your questions. You can unmute yourself and you can ask your questions if you have any. If you can hear me, you can ask your question. Or if somebody else want to, share any of your questions or anything, you're most welcome. And we are just about to finish. We have already covered our time and discussion. And you can always be in touch with us, and you can always go to our website, find the business if you like, find the commercial like, and always you can contact us by this contact us page. You can go there and you can join any of the our group, and you can send a message. This is my personal phone number if you want to contact me, and this is our office phone number, this is our email id, our address, everything is there. So you can go to our website and see. So Adwal, if you want to ask a question, you can ask. You raise your hand. If you don't want to ask, it's fine. And any more questions, guys? If you want to have, I'm happy to answer. But and I would share the recording of the session with you guys. And definitely, anything any guidance, anything you want to ask us, feel free to ask. If you don't, even if you don't want our representation, if you are working with somebody else, we still want to like to help you guys, because helping is the first thing. Making commission, and that's secondary for us. I think we have addressed all the questions, and I don't think there's any more questions. So thank you very much, guys, for joining on this Sunday and showing this interest and coming to this seminar. And we have a couple of more seminars coming in next few, weeks, and definitely we would share with you the details of those seminars. Be with us. Um, Anything, ask any questions, and we would be happy to help you. Thank you very much, guys, and have a nice. Now weekend is almost over, so have a nice next week and have a nice Sunday evening. Thank you.